At this time, please stand as members of our Pawling High School chorus, Clarissa Clark, Isabella Papa, and Elizabeth Walsh, under the direction of conductor Jeffrey Easter, sing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Good morning.
Good morning.
On behalf of the faculty and staff at Pawling High School, I would like to welcome you to the 76th commencement exercises of Pawling High School. My name is Helen Callan, and I am the principal of Pawling High School, and I would like to begin by acknowledging the people seated on the stage to my right. Our interim superintendent of schools, Mr. Anthony DiCarlo, our assistant superintendent for instruction, Dr. Deborah Kirkus, our assistant superintendent for finance, Mimi Heslin, our director of pupil personnel services, Dr. Kate Sweeney, our Board of Education President, Mr. Zach Gratchik, our Board of Education Vice President, Dr. Jennifer Walsh, Board Trustee, Elizabeth Kozakria, Board Trustee, Michael Main, Board Trustee, Michelle Spielvogel, and Board Trustee, Keith Tucci. I would like to also acknowledge my special guest, and that would be Lynn Maloney, former first grade teacher at Pawling Elementary. Happy to say my colleague and my friend who retired a few years ago after 25 years of service. This class is her final class of students graduating today. Our very own Pawling High School faculty and staff are all located around the field and can assist you with anything that you may need. Please reach out to any of them. Samuel Fiddler is an exceptional student and leader who combines academic excellence, service, and responsibility with a genuine desire to make a positive impact on others. He has been recognized as an AP Scholar with Distinction and is an AP Capstone Diploma candidate. As a member of the Science Research Program, he conducted original research on media, cognition, and brain-computer interfaces using neurotechnology, raising funds to purchase an EEG headset for his experiments. Sam has contributed significantly to our school community through various leadership roles as a member of the Math, Science, Spanish, and National Honor Societies. He has also served as a class officer and student council member throughout high school. In addition, Sam has shared his exceptional euphonium talents with our concert band for all 4 years. This year, he was selected for the New York State Band Directors Association All-State Honor Band, becoming the first student from our high school to receive this distinction. Outside of school, Sam has been an active member of the Interact Club, most recently serving as treasurer, where he helped organize fundraisers, community service projects, and local events. Additionally, Sam works as a head lifeguard at Lakeside Park, where he calmly guides his team through emergencies. This past summer, he personally saved 2 people from drowning. Sam plans to study engineering and will attend the University of Buffalo this fall. It is my pleasure to introduce to you the salutatorian of the class of 2026, Samuel Fiddler.
Thank you, Ms. Callan, for that warm welcome. Good morning, everyone. Welcome, teachers, staff, Board of Ed, families, friends, and most of all, members of the Pawling class of 2026. Thank you all here today for showing up for us, for constantly cheering us on, and pretending not to panic every time we said, "I'll do it tomorrow." I promise not to hold you too long, so we can all get to the part where we take 500 photos and when we go out to celebrate. I'd like to begin with one of the most basic things that we ever learned. About 17 years ago, after failing countless times, most of us took our first steps. We probably looked ridiculous, but not long after, crawling turned into walking, and walking turned into us running around the house while Mom and Dad desperately tried to stop us from running headfirst into a table. At the time, we didn't realize how monumental these first steps really were. A milestone. Our first steps, they opened the door to everything that came after it. From walking into school, walking into classrooms, into friendships, into challenges, mistakes, and triumphs. It was our first taste of freedom. And today it feels like the older, slightly more mature version of that same moment. Because we're not just celebrating how we passed our classes, we survived long nights of homework, studying, and we made it through the first, and thankfully, only school year with yonder pouches, which is not something I'm going to miss. But today, we are celebrating the chance to take another first step, but this time into a life that we have a much bigger role in choosing. Some of us are going to college. Some of us are going to trade school, entering the workforce, joining the military, or still figuring it out. But uncertainty of the future is not something to be embarrassed of or afraid of. It's proof that we are in flux. We are changing, we are moving, and we are learning who we want to be. But no matter where we are headed, today marks the first time in 12 years that we're not all following the same bell-to-bell schedule, walking down the same hallways, or signing out and taking a pass just to use the bathroom. I'm not going to miss that in college as well. This newfound freedom, it's exciting, However, it's up to us to choose exactly where to take our next first step. And first steps, they're uncomfortable. They were uncomfortable when we were 1-year-old taking our first steps, and they're uncomfortable now. We're being bombarded with new places, new people, new expectations, new responsibilities and opportunities, but also chances to fail at something that might really matter to us. But that's not a reason for us to stand still. When we step into uncertainty, we learn what we are truly capable of. That is what it means to be in flux, embracing and adapting to change, to motion, and to these pivotal moments in our lives. It's the exciting yet these uncomfortable spaces between who we are and who we are becoming. Without testing your limits, you will never know how strong you truly are. I learned this lesson when I joined the gym about 2 years ago. The first step is always the hardest, but it can be as simple as walking into a new and unfamiliar room. Strength is built on testing your limits. It means showing up on the days you'd rather stay in bed. It means failing a bench press PR 5 times before finally hitting it. It means realizing you do have one more rep, even though if you were convinced you were finished. And this lesson not only applies to lifting, it applies to sports, to academics, to music, thank you, Mr. Gray, to jobs, to friendships, and anything else that you're truly passionate about. It applies to the first day of college, the first interview, towards advocating for yourself, and something new, even if it means realizing you might not be good at it. Not yet. And these moments of uncertainty, they put us in the hot seat, and they show us what we are made of. Bob Marley, the musical legend behind Three Little Birds, once said, "You never know how strong you are until being strong is your only choice." Just recently, we got to see this kind of strength in a historic moment. In Game 4 of the NBA Finals. The Knicks were down 29 points. It looked over. But the game was not over. In the moment, a setback on a bench PR or on a basketball game, it can feel like you're not good enough. But that night, the Knicks beat the Spurs, taking the largest comeback in NBA Finals history. 3 days later, even though he was doubted for being too small in the beginning of the season, Jalen Brunson proceeded to take 45 points in Game 5. That night, the Knicks won the NBA championship for the first time in 53 years. That is what strength looks like. Not always confident, not always knowing exactly how things might end. Sometimes strength is refusing to let one setback convince you it's already over. So as we take our next first steps, I want to instill that doubt does not mean we're not ready, but it means we care. And I'm so proud to be graduating from Pawling High School today because Pawling has taught us that strength is not built single-handedly. There's a saying, iron sharpens iron. And whether we realize it or not, we have sharpened each other every day. In classrooms, on fields, on courts, on stages, in clubs, in the cafeteria, or even in Putnam Diner. That's the beauty of a small school. If we ever have a class reunion and one of us comes back rich and famous, I know they will remember the people they grew up with. But I also know we'll look back and realize how meaningful these years were because of the people around us. Our teachers, our classmates, our friends, our family. We're surrounded by people who push their limits every day and in turn make us do the same. So thank you to our teachers and staffs for caring beyond grades. Thank you to our families for the car rides, the meals, the support, the patience. Thank you, class of 2026, for making the hard days a little easier and making the good days unforgettable. I'd like to personally thank my parents, my grandparents, and my brother Max. I love you all so much, and I really mean it when I say I would not be standing here without your constant encouragement. Mom and Dad, thank you for the lessons you taught me, for the lifetime memories. Grammy, Grampy, I will never forget the funny jokes, the stories, and the joy you bring into every room. And I know, Max, it's going to be a little dull in the house when I'm not there every day. And I'm sorry, you're going to have to start taking the bus again. And now we're here, 17 years after we took our first steps. We are taking another one, walking across this stage to receive our diplomas. So as we leave Pawling, I hope we embrace opportunity and embrace uncertainty. Start the conversation. Apply for that job. Try the thing you might fail at. Hit the next PR. Willingly put yourself in the hot seat. Because every first step tests a limit. And without testing a limit, you won't know how strong you truly are. Congratulations, class of 2026. Thank you.
And now I would like to invite up senior class officers Kevin Greco Jr., Juliana Knowles, and Caleb Pandolfo for the presentation of the class gift.
On behalf of the Pawling class of 2026, we, Kevin Greco, Caleb Pandolfo, and Juliana Knowles, the senior class representatives, are honored to present the two donations from our graduating class. First, we would like to split our funds to extend a monetary donation to the upcoming class of 2027 to aid in funding next year's junior and senior prom. Secondly, we are more than happy to announce that we are making the final contribution to the long-awaited electric sign at the entrance to our Pawling Middle and High Schools.
Over the past 10 years, senior classes have selflessly contributed to this fund, hoping that one day we will see that it is complete. Thanks to their support, along with that of the Board of Education, the High School Student Council, and our intern student superintendent, Mr. DiCarlo, and lastly, the parents who all voted to pass the future budget. This vision is now become our reality. We hope you can all breathe a sigh of relief that this saga is finally over.
The sign is expected to be installed later this year, with the final details being determined by the district's wants and needs. Every class that contributed, whether monetarily or through their service, will be permanently honored on the sign itself. The senior class representatives look forward to it being an invaluable resource for Pawling faculty, families, and students for years to come. With gratitude, the Pawling class of 2026.
There is much to say about the valedictorian of the class of 2026. Yet when I think about Lucas Walsh, one quality stands above all others: his genuine love of learning. Lucas's exceptional academic achievements are not driven by grades or accolades, but by a sincere desire to understand the world around him. He pursues knowledge for its sake, whether through his coursework, independent research, or the countless books he reads, simply because he finds them fascinating. Lucas is a National Merit Commended Scholar and an AP Scholar with distinction, having earned perfect scores of 5 on every AP exam he has taken. His academic interests span mathematics, economics, political science, engineering, philosophy, law, and artificial intelligence, conducting research involving machine learning and youth soccer with Kickman Labs in Ireland, which perhaps explains why he remains happily undecided about a college major. This fall, he will attend the University of Virginia as a member of the prestigious Eccles Scholars Program, where I have no doubt he will continue creating opportunities as readily as he embraces them. Beyond the classroom, Lucas has distinguished himself as a leader in nearly every corner of our school community. He serves as President of Student Council, President of the National Honor Society, and President of Interact Club. He is also captain of the cross-country, indoor track, and outdoor track teams, where his passion for running and commitment to his teammates have left a lasting impact. As the oldest of 5 siblings, leadership comes naturally to Lucas. He carries that same sense of responsibility into every aspect of his life, whether lifeguarding and coaching swim team during the summer and serving as a life scout in Pawling Boy Scout Troop 3034 while working towards the rank of Eagle Scout. What impresses me most is not simply what Lucas has accomplished, but how he approaches life. He grounds himself in leadership, discipline, humility, and a genuine enthusiasm for learning. He understands that success is not just about taking advantage of opportunities, it is about creating them. No matter where Lucas goes, he will continue to make a meaningful difference because he possesses the rare combination of intellect, character, and curiosity that allows him to thrive in any environment. Please join me in welcoming the valedictorian of the class of 2026, Lucas Wall.
Good morning. Thank you, Ms. Collins, for that wonderful introduction. I also want to thank Kevin, Caleb, and Juliana for representing our class so well. And Sam, great job, and thank you for going first. For those of you who don't know, Sam is one of my best friends, and we've known each other since we were 2. We met at Miss Karen's class at the Pawling Library, which both of our grandmothers brought us to. And after a while, they got to know each other well. So the story goes that one afternoon, Sam and I were on a play date, and while our grandmothers were busy talking, we were negotiating over the air puffs and blueberries on our trays. Now, I do not remember much from being a 2-year-old, but I know that I definitely did not get the better end of that deal, and that Sam should not be trusted around small fruits, particularly blueberries. Please keep in mind this theme of small produce, as will be very important later. I was really excited when I found out I was going to be giving this speech, and as such, I immediately went to research what makes a really good one. What I found is that the best graduation speeches usually have 3 things in common, and the first is that they acknowledge the people who made their success possible. So with that, I'd like to thank Ms. Callan, Mr. Titus, Mr. DeCarlo, our Board of Education, and all of the administrators, coaches, custodians, bus drivers, aides, secretaries, faculty members, and staff who have helped our class succeed. To all of the relieved parents, bored siblings, confused pets,
Grandparents, aunts and uncles, and family members, thank you for your incredible and never-ending time, support, and energy. You have all sacrificed so much for us to be here today. And to our teachers, you have been our champion. You never gave up on us. You understood us and pushed us. You insisted we keep moving forward towards the best versions of ourselves. And for that, we are forever grateful. While I was researching speeches, I came across this statistic that I want to share with you all today. Approximately 0% of graduation speeches are remembered in their entirety by the graduating class just 24 hours after they're given. I'm happy to report we'll be the first group to prove them wrong. This graduating class is extremely special for several reasons. First and foremost, and I want to make this very clear, this will be the first time, on purpose, that someone says 6'7" in a graduation speech. I was hesitant about keeping that in, but somehow it passed Miss Khan's approval test, and I did just win a bet with Sam. We're also graduating during the 250th anniversary of our nation's founding. We're the first graduating class to have never known a world without cell phones. Many of us were born almost a year after the first iPhone came out in June of 2007. The constant flux of technology has been a staple of our generation. And one day, we'll try to explain yonder pouches to our grandkids while they look at us funny with computer chips in their heads. The second thing all great graduation speeches need is a theme that inspires. As we get ready to leave Pawling and step into whatever comes next, I keep asking myself one question. What kind of people will we become when life gets difficult, and how has our time at Pawling High School prepared us? And naturally, that question brings me back to small produce. This time, a carrot. Told you it would come back. At the beginning of my sophomore year, I read a book that had a great impact on me about a high school student named Abe, who, like many of us, was stressed. He was worried about tests, sports, his family, and his future. And like so many great lessons we learned at Pawling, this one starts with a teacher. Abe's teacher drew a carrot in a pot of water on a whiteboard and asked him, "What happens when you put a carrot in boiling water?" Abe went home, tried it himself, and came back the next day with his answer. It softened. "Right," his teacher said. "The carrot was weakened by its environment." Then, his teacher drew an egg in the same pot. Abe didn't even need to test that one. "Boiling water makes a hard-boiled egg," he said. "Exactly," his teacher said. The egg was hardened by its environment. Some people are like carrots. When life gets difficult, they soften, lose confidence, and let the pressure in their environment change who they are. Other people are like eggs. That same pressure makes them guarded, angry, or negative. They try to protect themselves by shutting people out. Then the teacher asked Abe one more question. "What happens when you put a coffee bean in a pot of boiling water?" Now, miraculously, even with 5 children, neither of my parents drinks coffee. So I was not exactly an expert on this going in. However, just yesterday, I went to the Pawling coffee roaster and I asked Mr. Needham for one single coffee bean. First, he looked at me like I was crazy, but then, just like so many of the wonderful members of our community, he was happy to help out. If you look under your chairs, there's a coffee bean for each of you. I'm kidding, that's just dirt. So Abe went home the next day, placed the coffee bean in the boiling pot, and came back to tell his teacher it turned the water into coffee. The carrot was changed by the water. The egg was changed by the water. But the coffee bean was not. In fact, it was quite the opposite. It was the coffee bean that changed the water. So there it is. The carrot, the egg, and the coffee bean. The same water, the same heat, and the same conditions. But 3 completely different results. For me, this past September, I dealt with a particularly hot pot of boiling water. As a very serious long-distance runner, I set out the goal last summer of making it to the state cross-country final. I ran 70 miles a week through the streets of Pawling, and probably saw many of you. As a side note, if you ever see me lying on the side of the road, please, for the love of God, before you call an ambulance, stop my running watch. I'm going to be okay. Anyways, 2 meets into the season, I got a stress injury that ended my season and crushed my goal. Over the past 4 years, each of us has had to contend with our own pots of boiling water. There were late nights, early mornings, Doc Flan's first chem test, practices on the new turf, games, injuries, disappointments, awkward moments, family pressure, and the general pressure of trying to figure out who you are while also remembering your school pool password. And each of us responded differently at different times. There were moments when we were carrots. We got worn down, we let stress get the best of us, we wanted to quit. Then there were days when we were eggs. We got frustrated, we got guarded, and we acted tougher than we felt. But there were also days when we were coffee bean. We changed the room. We made someone laugh. We helped a friend. We showed up when it would have been easier not to. We took something difficult and made something better from it. For me, in that boiling water last fall, I had a choice. I could have been a soft carrot and left my team for 6 weeks, retreating to my room under the do not disturb sign. Or I could have been a hard-boiled egg and blamed it on the shoes, doctors, or the potholes on Dodge Road. Or I could find another way to turn the pot that I was dealing with into something positive. I started by showing up every day, to every practice and to every meet. If I couldn't lead my teammates physically, I was their loudest supporter on the sidelines. I know so many of my classmates have responded to very similar pots of boiling water in the same way. And as we leave Pawling, that boiling water is not going away. It's just changing location. And it'll look different for each of us. It might be entering the workforce, college, trade school, the military, family responsibilities, new places, new people, or the simple challenge of starting over somewhere unfamiliar. And when that happens, we will not always get to choose the water. We will not always get to choose the pressure, the timing, the people around us, or the circumstances we're placed in. But what we do get to choose is what we bring into it. If you see yourself as a carrot, the world will wear you down. If you see yourself as an egg, the world will harden you. But if you know that you're a coffee bean, then you understand something incredibly powerful. Your circumstances do not have the final say in who you become. Your actions do. So wherever we go next, whatever water we find ourselves in, I hope we remember that the power inside us is greater than the pressure around us. And if we can do that, we won't just get through the boiling water, we'll transform it. So with that, we arrive at the third, final, and arguably most important thing every graduation speech needs. A catchphrase the audience will remember as they leave. So, as you all drive out of the parking lot today, my advice to you is simple. Be a coffee bean. Thank you once again, and congratulations to the Pawling High School graduate class.
Of my certification of the graduates. At this time, graduates, please stand.
Acting in my She did present me, now she's not presenting.
Mr. DiCarlo, I hereby present to you the class of 2026. Please accept my certification that each of these students has met the requirements for graduation as prescribed by the Pawling Central School District Board of Education and the New York State Board of Regents.
Acting in my official capacity as interim superintendent of schools, I proudly certify to this Board of Education and to everyone assembled here that the members of the class of 2026 have fully completed all requirements necessary to receive their high school diplomas. President Graycheck, Board Trustees, it is my absolute privilege to present to you the Pawling Central School District graduating class of 2026.
Stephanie Christine Balan. Trayshawn Josiah Bird. Jaden George Cecil. Cameron Shivari. Becky Chen. Rebecca Chapa. Alicia Leanne Housden. Julius Brian Cottingham. Francesca Marie Covell. Harrison James Crandall. Nelson Cruz Marcos. Julian Ryan Kubik. Rebecca Daka. Jude Lee Daniel. Emily Rose Davis. Max Steele Dean. Noah C. DiBernardi. Lucas Matthew Delahanty. Liana Marie Dulce. Adrian Dominguez Perez. Samantha Duarte Mejia. Kevin Andres Escobar. Hayden Antero Evangelista. Samuel Cooper Fiddler. Paige Marie Francis. Juliette Bell Furlong. Wyatt W. Gallagher. Shannon Ann Gargan. Jake Geiger. Sophia Gomez Ojeda. Wesley Gomez. Kennedy Victoria Gray. Kevin Raymond Greco Jr. DJ Greenhaw. Samantha Louise Hand. Tobias Anthony Kerr. Jillian Hennigan. Natalie Jasmine Hernandez. Addison S. Holt. Cole Copperman. Soleil Andrea Ibarra Cardova. Cristiano Lee Jimenez Evangelista. Hudson James Kelly. Eli Dimitri Farah. Juliana Michelle Knowles. Samuel Braden Kohler. Mark Robert Coleman. Anthony Lamberti. Gunnar Lavoy. Liam Patrick Levy. Joshua Litz. Neil I. Litz. Brody Thomas McDougall. Johan Edwin Malcor Vasquez. Sterling Silver Mercado. Micaiah Alanson Middlebrook. Azucena Monterosa. Ethan Murphy. Brandon Michael Nasser. Michael Joseph Nataro. Bailey Opal O'Leary. Caleb Anthony Pandolfo. Christopher Fabian Patino. Daquan Mariah Peart. Marco Antonio Perez. Carla Julissa Portillo. Carla Jasudi Patillo Duarte. Jason G. Ramos Jacinto. Emily Yoritza Reyes Granados. Emerson Daniel Smith. Victoria Stici. Shelby Lynn James John Thompson III. Odin Torres. Valentina Nicole Vargas Rios. Justin T. Vasquez. Lucas Michael Walsh. Samuel Joseph Willie. Sarah Francis Willie. Carter Joseph Roble. Heidi Ann Wingman. class of 2026.
Thank you. Please be seated for a few brief moments. Okay. Did you know that Dictionary.com's 2025 word of the year is the phrase 6'7"? I must imagine that somewhere William Shakespeare is rolling over in his grave. However, even though the primary definition, if we can call it that, of the phrase 6'7", I don't say it as good as Lucas, is nonsense, I realized that 6'7" does have relevance for the class of 2026. If you transpose the digits, you get 76. Today is the 76th commencement exercise of the Pawling High School. If you multiply 6 times 7, the answer is 42. If you multiply 42 times 2, because 6 and 7 are 2 digits, you get an answer of 84, which is the number of graduates graduating from Pawling High School. Lucas and Sam, I seem to recall a bet being mentioned earlier, and I bet you never thought to bet whether I would say 6'7". You might have made a lot of money. Lucas mentioned earlier that 0% of graduation speeches are remembered, which is why we're almost done. No long speeches, just a closing remark. Students will sometimes lament how small our school is. The same students. They've known them since preschool. But Pawling is a very special place in a special community. Where else would a retired first grade teacher come back to watch her last elementary school graduate? Where else would the president of the class of 2000 contact me this year, asking me, can she arrange a send-off for a beloved teacher retiring after 30 years? Where else? I seem to recall Sam mentioning a class reunion. Where else would the class of 1970 contact me, and they'll be heading over to Pawling High School next Tuesday to reminisce and see the changes that we've made? And where else would our 2 student speakers express such gratitude and elegance to their families, friends, and teachers? Over the past 4 years, we've watched you grow, mature, and flourish, ready to take that first step that Sam spoke about. You're ready, and if I'm honest, some of you have been ready since this past September. Chomping at the bit to experience new freedoms. No hall passes, no bell schedules, and most importantly, no yonder pouches. However, if you think about it, it really is just a matter of perspective. Our English teacher, Mr. Goot, his 3rd grade son, in the hallway? And he said, of course they can. And Henry was dumbfounded and said, oh my goodness, I can't believe how lucky you are. And I can't wait to come to Pawling High School. Again, it's all a matter of perspective. Both Lucas and Sam reference the idea of choosing in their speeches. Being able to make your own choices. Is there anything more exciting and equally scary at the same time? Lucas asked you and himself, what kind of people will you become when life gets difficult? Sam mentioned celebrating the chance to take that next step into a life where you have a much bigger role in choosing. I would just ask you to be careful about your choices. Every day we have a choice of how to face the day. You can decide to be unhappy, or you can face the challenge of every new day with a positive attitude. Fred Rogers of Bristol Rogers neighborhood said there are 3 ways to ultimate success. The first way is to be kind. The second way is to be kind. The third way is to be kind. Kindness, in my opinion, is perhaps the greatest choice you can make. Finally, please don't forget to thank the people who are responsible for your success. The people here today who watched you crawl, stood by carefully as you took your first step, and now hold their breath as you run into your future. I know I speak for everyone in this audience when I say that our hopes and our prayers go with you. Ladies and gentlemen, as the class of 2026 processes out for the last time, you can stand, you can hoot and holler, but let's show them our appreciation. Thank you.